This is Alexander Playtime Williams of PlayTimeCares.com. What's up, world? This is Alexander Playtime Williams of PlayTimeCares.com. Have my full recap. This one is SmackDown, January 14th, 2016. It's at the Cajun Dome in Lafayette, Louisiana. And your commentators was Jerry the King Lawler, Byron Saxton, and that new guy, Mauro Ronaldo. They started off with Renee standing outside saying that Dean Ambrose had something to say as soon as he made it to the arena, and a truck came speeding up, and Dean Ambrose got out. Then it sped out, and Dean Ambrose pretty much said, "Look, I tell people stuff to their face, so I hope Kevin Owens come meet me in the ring." So Dean Ambrose goes down to the ring, crowd inside there and whatnot. They do a SmackDown recap of the match between Kevin Owens and Dean Ambrose, where they actually beat up on each other, ended up both getting counted out, and the match ended up with them both crashing through a table. And then they did a Raw recap of Kevin Owens attacking Dean Ambrose during his match with Sheamus. So Dean Ambrose pretty much challenged Kevin Owens to a last man standing match for the upcoming Royal Rumble pay-per-view. And when that happens, Sheamus comes out and says that he wanted to finish their match from Raw, that they never really did get to finish because Sheamus' head was bust open and Kevin Owens came and attacked him and all that. And then Ambrose accepted, and Sheamus was heading to the ring. And then Kevin Owens came out and said, "Hey, I accept your match for the Royal Rumble, by the way." And then it's like, "Hey, I'm gonna win that title." So then Kevin Owens and Sheamus decided to both go to the ring together and jump Dean Ambrose. Till Neville came out and attacked Kevin Owens. So your first match of the night was actually the Dudley Boys versus Eric Rowan and Luke Harper in the tables match. And the lights went off and while Team 3D was in the ring. And when the lights came on, the Dudley Boys was looking towards the entry ramp, and the Wyatt family appeared behind them and attacked them. And that's how the match started. So they pretty much were fighting uphill battle. They started fighting through, but this wasn't pin or submission victory. The table match, you got to throw your opponent through the table. So, the Wyatt family was trying to punish them, but the Dudley Boys, they old veterans, they old Wilder veterans. They end up fighting back, and they brutalize each other a nice bit. But while the Dudley Boys only had, them two, you had Braun Strowman on the outside of the ring, and he actually did start playing a factor. There's no disqualification, so I guess he got tired of the match taking as long as it did. So they actually ended up pushing Luke Harper off of the steps when he was attacking Devon. Bubba ran around the ring and just, Luke Harper was standing on the step. And Devon was on the top rope. And since Luke Harper was hitting Devon while he was on the top rope, Bubba Ray ran around the ring and jumped up on the step, pushed him, and they had a table set up in front of the announcer's table, and he fell through that, so they ended up winning the match. And Braun Strowman snapped and just ended up just whooping both of them. He took Devon, threw him through a table in one corner of the ring, then picked him up through the table on the other side of the ring. And then Bubba got double choke slam off the announcer's table through two tables that was on the floor. So, they won a match, but they kind of lost the war on that one. So that match was about a 3 out of 5. All of the matches for this particular SmackDown episode was a 3 out of 5. It was about average match, but they did have a couple of cool moments in it. That's every match. So the next thing they showed was a Raw recap of Kalisto getting his U.S. title victory. He got the victory over Alberto Del Rio and winning the U.S. title. And then Kalisto is interviewed about him winning that title. He was like, it was people like Eddie Guerrero and, Rey Mysterio that showed me and gave me hope that, anybody could achieve anything. And all I needed was one title shot. All I needed was one opportunity. And I proved that you give me an opportunity, I'll take advantage of it. And I'm going to keep my title tonight. So, that was it. The crowd was excited about that. Then you had your second match. It was the Social Outcasts versus Jack Swagger, Goldust, Damon Sandow, and Zack Ryder. And if y'all don't know who the Social Outcasts is, that's Bo Dallas, Heath Slater, Adam Rose, and Curtis Axel. It was back and forth action, and the Social Outcasts, they antagonized the crowd very well the whole time. Bo Dallas is an expert at making the crowd just groan at him, and they actually did work together really, really well. So the Social Outcast was actually able to uh, pick up a pin victory. Bo Dallas grabbed. Bo Dallas was getting beat up, and by Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder came in the ring on fire, and Heath Slater got a sneak hit on him, and Bo Dallas grabbed stunned Zack Ryder and did that running bulldog off of the top rope, and got the pin victory like that. So the next thing they showed was a WWE.com report on John Cena, and it showed us rotator cuff surgery and said that he's okay and that he did rehab the next day. So they showed that and just let everybody know that he's recovering. And then they did a Raw recap of Roman Reigns having to defend himself against all of the men in the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. And then, Vince McMahon telling them that. And then that night, him having a one versus all match where he had to fight about 13 superstars, and how the match was going on and he was getting jumped until Brock Lesnar came in there and just pretty much beat up everybody and ended up F5ing Roman Reigns in the night. So the next thing they did was they cut away to Alberto Del Rio, him being interviewed about losing his title, and Alberto Del Rio was like, "Man, look, I'm tired of Kalisto. He's a little mosquito. I'm gonna squish him tonight. Period. I'm getting my title back." So the third match, of course, was the U.S. Championship with now our new champion Kalisto versus the old champion Alberto Del Rio. And Alberto Del Rio punished his boy from pillar to post. He just punished him, messed up his arm. He did a real cool move off the top rope where he jumped down and put both of his knees into Kalisto's arm, and he just really, really did beat him senseless. King Barrett came down the ring, but he really didn't need him. But King Barrett moved Alberto Del Rio when Kalisto went for a high risk move over the top rope, and he crashed and burned. And then Del Rio just threw him in the ring and then slapped on his that arm breaker submission that he had, that he on the arm that he had already softened up. So Alberto Del Rio won his championship back by via submission. And that match, like I said, was actually a 3 out of 5. All the matches were. And then they cut away to show that Sting was the first inductee of the 2016 Hall of Fame for this year. And then they cut away to Becky Lynch getting interviewed, and they showed, a couple of weeks ago that, she beat Charlotte. She cheated to beat Charlotte, and Charlotte got upset and attacked her. And then they showed that this Raw, when Charlotte was going in a match against Brie Bella, that that Becky snuck in the ring and then attacked her. Becky said, "Look, I'm gonna keep that type of fire until I actually beat Charlotte and take that belt from her. And I want to have a match with her at the Royal Rumble, and I don't care who she bring. She can bring her dad, she can bring her mom, she can bring, second cousin, twice removed, whatever. I just want a match for that Divas title at Royal Rumble." So, of course, the fourth match is going to be Brie Bella with Alicia Fox versus Becky Lynch. And Brie got an early advantage, but then Becky started getting some creative offense. Then she just dominated to the end of the match, even to the point to where Brie went for a move, and Becky did a cool little reversal type thing and just flipped it on it, and it went straight into her arm break submission hold. So that was pretty cool. So Becky made Brie tap out, so she won that match. And your fifth match was Sheamus and Kevin Owens versus Neville and Dean Ambrose. And of course, it showed a Raw recap of Neville getting that quick victory over Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens completely snapping and just like whooping Neville, just over and over again after that match. Then they showed no, I don't think they showed anything else. So they just had some back and forth action. They was whipping up on, they was whipping up on each other until Kevin Owens really got in the ring and he just dominated stuff and just started whooping on everybody. And then eventually, Dean Ambrose got in the ring, and then he kind of took momentum back. And I guess Kevin Owens just got frustrated. He took the cover off of the announcer's table, picked it up, boom, just threw it on top of Dean Ambrose to stun him, and the referee called the match. So so Neville and Dean Ambrose won the match, and then and Sheamus and Kevin Owens started stomping out Dean Ambrose and was going to really mess him up, but Neville jumped over the top rope and dove into both Sheamus and Kevin Owens and knocked them both down. Dean Ambrose got a quick recovery, got Kevin Owens in the ring and gave him the dirty deeds, then lined him up, and Neville jumped off and did his red arrow off of the top rope, and that was pretty much all of SmackDown. Like I always tell y'all, follow me on Playtime Cares on everything. If you want me to join any new social sites, let me know so I can join them. Hey, give me your comments, give me your critiques. I like the thumbs up. I like the thumbs down. That means you're watching it. Hey, give me advice on how to get better. I'm always open to all suggestions. I love the dialogue. Playtime out.